This is exactly where the killer parked the car.
How many other murders do you think this person is responsible for?
Spanning more than 5,000 square miles.
He is a clear and present danger.
From the mysteries buried on the Treasure Coast.
I think someone broke into her house to burglarize the house and murdered her.
I just don't know how they would know, unless they were there watching.
We investigate the dark side of the sunny Palm Beaches.
Until she's found, I would never leave.
And the rich clues hidden in the farmlands of Okeechobee.
Somebody had killed her, yes, and she was dead.
You're watching Chronicle, Crime Files Behind the Tape with Tiffany Kenny, Todd McDermott, Felicia Rodriguez, and the Justice Network's John Walsh.
The killer manhunt starts right now. Murderers hiding among us in the tropical paradise of South Florida.
We're about to expose the most intimate details of local unsolved crimes.
We start on the Treasure Coast, where detectives have been investigating leads on a cold case for 23 years.
They've zeroed in on one person who could possibly be linked to 3 other killings in Florida.
Possibly the last face Mary Ellen Wise might have seen in the final flickering seconds of her beautiful life.
This old Honda CRX could unlock the mystery to a 1992 abduction and murder in Indian River County.
There are so many people that loved Mary Ellen, and there's so many people that are still suffering terribly. Just the not knowing.
Mary Ellen Wise was just 39 years old.
She was my baby sister. She's 5 years younger than me. Yeah, that's at my mom's house.
She looks very happy.
She was always happy. She was a quiet, shy person with anyone that she didn't know. Cute as a button. You see her picture over there. And she loved Florida. She absolutely loved it down here.
But here, in this quaint seaside Florida town, is where Mary Ellen was taken forever from her family.
Did she struggle?
We believe that she did, yes. She had massive trauma to the body, and she was brutally beaten to death. The houses are close by, and all the neighbors were interviewed back then, and no one had heard any yelling or any kind of commotion.
Indian River County Sheriff's Detective Greg Farless took us back to the Vero Beach home where it's believed Mary Ellen unknowingly opened her door to a murderer.
She was home alone. There was no signs of forced entry, so we believe that she did know her killer.
Your sister was a cautious person.
Yes, she was.
She's just not going to open the door to anybody.
Exactly.
So you think she knew her killer?
I feel sure of it, yes.
We believe that she was forced to drive to a bank in Melbourne to withdraw money, then back to her bank in Vero Beach to withdraw more money.
An alert bank teller who knew Mary Ellen noticed something strange.
He even made comment to me about how she usually pulled right in at the wall, you know.
Right next to the window.
Right next to the window, and this time she was clear in the third lane. And he even teasingly said something like, "Oh, don't you like me anymore?" Something like that. And she just laughed. But, you know, there was obviously somebody right there in the car.
One day later, Mary Ellen's car was found here at the Fort Pierce boat ramp at Seaview and Indian River Drive.
This area looks very much like it did 23 years ago.
Not much has changed. It's about the same. There's a few trees missing, but it's about the same.
So Mary Ellen's car was found in this exact location. This is it?
Yes, ma'am. This is exactly where the killer parked the car. We're hoping that somebody would remember this. We believe that when the killer parked the car here, someone unknowingly gave the killer a ride. They might have been offered money.
For more than 2 decades, Mary Ellen's car has been in Pennsylvania. After all these years, it could hold the key to solving her murder.
We located the car. The owner in Pennsylvania said that we could have the car. He knew we wanted to assist in our investigation. There was no engine in it, but he said the same interior is intact, and we had our crime scene with new techniques they use today they didn't use back then, processed the car again, and we're sending that evidence off to be tested also.
You believe that whoever the killer is, that person had to fit into this part of the car?
Yes, I do.
Because at the bank, the teller said she didn't see anybody in the car.
Nobody
with Mary
in the
Ellen.
car. Nobody in the car. It's a tight fit back there. Matter of fact, it's not even really seats back there. So we believe that the killer was medium to small build.
A killer who knew the area well. Mary Ellen's body was found 6 days later in rural western St. Lucie County at Peanut Lake, a popular hunting and fishing spot. She still had on her house slippers.
I don't think this person has a conscience. It's not like I think they're suffering. I don't believe that at all. I think they thought they got away with it. And they're just as happy as a clam going on with their life. And that's not right.
Even more, detectives now believe, based on evidence, Mary Ellen's murderer may have killed before.
Do you believe the person who committed this crime could be responsible for other crimes in Florida?
I do believe that. I don't think this is the first time that this person killed somebody. And this person still resides in Florida.
How many other murders do you think this person is responsible for?
It's hard to say. I believe that approximately three other murders.
Women?
2 women and one man.
So you believe the person of interest in Mary Ellen's case is connected to at least 3 other murders in Florida?
Possibly, yes.
Detective Farless says he will never give up on Mary Ellen's case. He is hoping for that one tip that could finally lead to an arrest. If you remember anything from that November day back in 1992, no matter how insignificant you think it is, call the Indian River County Sheriff's Office.
Now south to Boca Raton for 2 cold cases connected to the Town Center Mall. Randy Gorenberg left the mall around 1 p.m. on March 23, 2007 after a day of shopping. She was later found dead, shot in the head, dumped at Governor Lawton Childs Memorial Park in Delray Beach. Her SUV was found 2 miles away behind a Home Depot. Detectives with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office identified suspects from as far away as Miami. They believe 2 or 3 people may be involved. A $15,000 reward is out for information that leads to the arrest. Months later, the same year, Nancy Buquicchio and her daughter Joey were kidnapped from the parking lot of the same mall in December. Boca Raton police believe the victims were abducted and forced to drive to an ATM and take out $500. Their bodies were found bound and shot in their idling SUV right there in the Town Center Mall parking lot. Nancy's cell phone and credit cards were found in Miami-Dade. Police say they believe some kidnapping supplies were also bought in Miami-Dade. This is the last suspect sketch in the case. A white Hispanic man, 18 to 25 years old, 5 feet 10 to 6 feet 1 inches tall, medium build, with a ponytail. There is a $400,000 reward for information on the crimes. There's widespread speculation that these 2 separate cases could be linked. Felicia?
Now to a story that captured the nation's attention back when missing children reports didn't make the headlines. More than 3 decades after she vanished, Christy Luna's mother still has far-reaching hope her daughter will still come home.
Until she's found, I would never leave. Just in case someday maybe she could come home. She would know her way here.
Time stopped 32 years ago, the day Jenny Johnson's 8-year-old daughter, Marjorie Christy Luna, vanished.
In the back of my mind, to be able to cope with this, I think that a couple wanted a little girl and took her, and that's how I cope. I mean, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know, I try not to think the worst because it's just too hard to deal with.
It was Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 27th, 1984. The family had just returned from a trip. Jenny put on a movie for Christy, then took a nap.
My other daughter wakes me up and says, "Mom, Christy's not here." So I get up and I start searching, and everybody I know I call, nobody's seen her, and then I call the police.
We know she left the house. We know she went to Belk's store.
Since day one, Detective William Springer with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office hasn't stopped working the case.
We've never been able to find somebody who actually saw Christy being taken by somebody.
Springer says Christy walked to the Green Acres grocery, now called the Belk General Store. It was just a few hundred feet from her home. She bought cat food. No one knows what happened after that.
We've never found a witness who saw her getting into a car, walking away from the store, or anything to give us a starting point on this investigation.
But in recent years, there have been some new leads. Women who grew up in the same Green Acres neighborhood have now come forward.
We all grew up in this neighborhood. We all knew Christy. Christy was a friend. She was a classmate.
Back in the early 80s, Brenda Periche says she was approached by a man at the Ira Van Bullock Park.
And he asked if we had lost any change in the men's bathroom and stated that if we wanted to come and get it, we could come and get it when he was finished.
Brenda was about 10 years old and told her mother, who reported it to Green Acres police. And she's not the only one. Jennifer Robb also remembers a man luring her into the men's bathroom at that same park.
And I started collecting the change, and I was scooting around on the floor, and my back was to the door, and I heard a sound. And when I turned around, the man was standing there without any clothes on.
Jennifer says she froze.
And within a flash, I was being tossed into the stall on the side, and I was knocked unconscious. I was in and out of consciousness, and I remember him on top of me, the weight of him on top of me, and I couldn't move. I was absolutely pinned under his body.
Oddly enough, she does remember hearing a familiar voice.
He was trying to remove my underwear. And I remember hearing Christy come in saying, "What are you doing to my friend? What are you doing to my friend?" And she sounded terrified and scared, and I heard a thud, and that was the last I remember.
Jennifer tells me the memories were so painful, she blocked them out for years and never told her parents.
That was the last time I saw Christy. We don't know what happened to her after that.
Jennifer finally told police in 2007, but this is her first time talking on camera.
This day must haunt you. It has for a very long time.
Hoping for leads, Jennifer and Brenda started a Facebook page.
We just felt like this was a perfect opportunity to get conversations going, to help people with their memory, and share what they remember.
I truly, truly believe that there's somebody out there that actually knows who did it and can probably tell us where her body is. Or, I mean, it's possible she's still alive. I don't ever want to rule that out.
There were no eyewitnesses and no physical evidence, just a list of potential suspects, close to 6 men, some in and out of jail, others have already died.
There's nobody that we can positively say beyond a reasonable doubt that they're the ones that are responsible.
Kids that were her age at the time may know something that could come forward now. And please help us to solve this case. We're so close.
Christy Luna would be 40 years old. This is what she would look like today. A grown woman, last seen as a child on that Green Acres road.
Always vision her walking out my front step. That's my dream, but in the back of my mind, I know 32 years later, it's probably not gonna happen, but to bring closure, to bring her home and lay her to rest.
And Jenny, Christy Luna's mother, tells me she knows there are a lot of people her daughter's age that are on Facebook that may remember something. Any little bit of information could be the clue detectives need.
And that would give the family some peace.
Absolutely.
Christy Luna's local case was the first to utilize the then newly founded National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to alert the community, headed by Executive Director Nancy McBride.
Christy is Palm Beach County's child. And we can see there's a lot of interest on social media from people who either knew her or think they might know something about that park or something about who took her.
In 1984, John Reve Walsh and other child advocates founded the nonprofit organization to serve as a national clearinghouse and resource center.
I find out that the NCIC, the National Crime Information Computer, is loaded with millions of felony files, stolen cars, stolen boats, stolen planes, and one stolen racehorse, but not one missing child, not one unidentified dead child.
Over the last 32 years, the hotline has received more than 4.3 million calls. They've circulated billions of photos of missing children and assisted law enforcement in the recovery of more than 227,000 missing children.
Coming up, the missing link to the possible killer connection on the Treasure Coast on Chronicle Crime Files Behind the Tape.